Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you had a great week, and I hope everyone will enjoy a beautiful Shabbos. In our explorations of Shabbos davening, we focus right now on the Shemona Esrei of Shachris, the morning Shemona Esrei on Shabbos day. And this Shemona Esrei is one that is focused on joy and gratitude. The central section begins, Yismach Moshe b'manat chelko, and Moshe rejoiced at the gift of his portion. Ki even eman karasalo, for you declared him to be a faithful servant. Klilti first barashon asatalo, you placed a crown of glory on his head. Ba'amdo lefanach al har Sinai, when he stood before you on Mount Sinai. Ushnei luchos avanim haribado, as he brought down the two tablets containing the mitzvah of Shabbos. We are on Har Sinai. The Shemona Esrei brings us to Har Sinai. We're standing next to Moshe. And instead of feeling trembling and awe, thunder and lightning, there is an emotion, a sensation of joy. Yismach Moshe b'matnas chelko. Moshe rejoiced at the giving, the accepting of his gift. And what was that gift? The classical commentators on the Siddur are divided. Some say the gift was the Torah. The Torah was a gift that Hashem gave through Moshe to the Jewish people. Or some focus on the gift of Shabbos. Shabbos is certainly a gift. And in this reading, which I think is the way that many of us understand it, the paragraph means to say that Moshe rejoiced, Yismach Moshe b'manas chelko, he rejoiced when he got the Torah, Ki even eman karasalo, when he was declared to be a faithful servant, and when he had the crown of splendor on his head, when he stood at Mount Sinai. However, other commentaries, classical commentaries in the Siddur, understand that the word ki here does not mean because or when, because he was a faithful servant, or when he was a faithful servant, but it means ki, that, she. Yismach Moshe b'manas chelko, Moshe rejoiced at the great gift of being called the faithful servant of Hashem. He rejoiced in the great gift of having a crown of splendor upon his head. In other words, the gift was not a specific mitzvah to do, or the Torah as a whole, or an opportunity to serve Hashem. The gift was the transformation of Moshe, that he was defined as the faithful servant, that there was a crown of splendor, a spiritual crown of light that emanated from him because it was part of who he was. Moshe was transformed into this incredible person, and that was the greatest gift. There's a fundamental distinction between what we do and who we are. We do many things. Some are very important to us. The time we spend with our family, our community, for some of us, our jobs, other important commitments that we have in our lives, Torah and mitzvahs, of course. And there are many things that we do that we might have to spend a lot of time on, commuting, errands, paying bills, but they are not who we are. If they would be cut out, if we would stop doing them, we would be the same person. But there are some pieces of our lives that if we would lose them, we would be a different person. They are part of who we are, how we see ourselves, how others see us. And of course, Torah and mitzvahs is meant to be part of that, part of our core identity. It's not just something that we do, but it's part of who we are. And even in the world of mitzvahs, there are some mitzvahs that we are only asked to do, and that's all Hashem asks from us. But there are some mitzvahs that Hashem asks us not just to do, but to experience, to merge with, to incorporate them into who we are. And perhaps the greatest mitzvah of that category is Shabbos. Shabbos is not meant to be just something that we do, but it's meant to be part of who we are, part of the rhythm of our lives. Without Shabbos, our entire lives, our entire personhood would be different. And that is why, at a certain historical time, if someone would publicly desecrate Shabbos, it wasn't just a violation of a law, but it undermined, it weakened that person's Kedushas Yisrael, their sanctity of being Jewish. It placed them into a different category. They were a different person because Shabbos is not just something that we do, it is part of who we are. And conversely, someone who observes Shabbos, the Gemara says, has a neshama yasera, has an extra, has an enlarged and enhanced, a more beautiful soul on that day because Shabbos touches who we are. It's not just something that we do from externally with our limbs, but it is part of who we are. It enters us and merges with us. And that is why Shabbos uniquely is a mitzvah given only to the Jewish people, as our Shemona Esrei stresses. V'lo nitato Hashem Elokeinu lo goy haaretz. It was not given to any other nation. any other country, any other people. When someone is in the process of converting, of becoming Jewish, he or she must begin observing and doing all the mitzvahs, so they know what to do, so they understand it, so they know they want it. But Shabbos is meant to be reserved only for the Jewish people. It is part of the identity of being Jewish. And so the person who is not yet Jewish, he or she will observe Shabbos, but in some small way, break it, to save it, to wait, to observe it fully when they are Jewish, because Shabbos, again, is not just something we do, it's part of being Jewish, and it should be part of our core identity. Shabbos Shmon Esrei, Shachar Shmon Esrei, Yismach Moshe v'Manas Chelko. We declare Moshe rejoiced, found incredible, profound joy in his unique portion, in who he was, in how Hashem chose him and gave him a unique role. And we too, we seek to rejoice in our portion, in who we are. Who are we? It's not just what we do. What are the things that if we would stop doing them, if we could escape from doing them, we would want to, or if we had to, it wouldn't change who we are. But what are those things that are most important to us? How do I see myself? Torah and mitzvos must be part of that. If I wouldn't have Torah and mitzvos, I'd be a different person. I wouldn't be who I am. And within Torah and mitzvos, Shabbos is meant to be such a mitzvah that our lives would be different. We would be different people if we did not have Shabbos. We should think about. Shabbos is certainly a gift. That interpretation is correct. How does Shabbos enhance our lives? How deficient would our lives be without Shabbos, without mitzvos and Torah in general? And we hope when we read this verse, Yismach Moshe, we're not just talking about Moshe, but he's our model. We are really saying, Hashem, Moshe rejoiced, and we want to be with Moshe. We want to be with Moshe on Har Sinai, not trembling in fear, but rejoicing in the portion that you have gifted to all of us. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.